One of my favorite games of the week. We have the Buffalo Bills versus the Las Vegas Raiders. I think this is a fantastic game. And what I love about this specifically is you get strength versus strength. And I'll explain that in just a bit. Let me hit you with projections, then let me talk about the game real quick, and I'll just throw it over to you, David. Josh Allen, you got to start him every week at this point. Come on, guys, start him. You got Devin Singletary, I actually think, has a nicer game this week, and I think they're going to have to use him a little bit more. So I have him starting. I'm away from anybody else Buffalo has at running back. Diggs, although I don't think he has like a lights-out game like we've been seeing the last couple of weeks, I think he's definitely a start. I actually like Cole Beasley better than anybody else this week, analytically speaking. Although I got to say, I mentioned UCF. This isn't a homer thing. I didn't even know he went to UCF. I forgot that he went there. But Gabriel Davis looked great for Buffalo after John Brown went out. He's going to be a stud rookie wide receiver. Kind of fell off people's radars with this the strong rookie class. I'm away from everybody else in Buffalo. For the Raiders, I don't like Derek Carr this week. I think this is a tough matchup for him. Jacobs, you play every week. And I don't like anybody else other than Waller. I think Waller kind of gets back on the schneid this week. Although Buffalo did a great job on Higbee, I think Waller is a different deal there. I think he gets into the end zone. When I was talking about strength versus strength, David, we saw what the Rams did physically in the interior offensive line. Buffalo keyed in, tried to stop Higbee. Is that going to be the same thing that happens this week? Are they going to key in, keep their linebackers back, try to limit Darren Waller? I suspect that will be the case, and I think Josh Jacobs has himself a nice day. For Buffalo, I love the way this Raiders defensive backfield is playing. They frustrated Cam Newton last week. Buffalo wants to throw the ball downfield. I think the Raiders are very comfortable with this. I think these two teams, analytically speaking, tactically speaking, are going to attack each other strength for strength. Buffalo is going to go into the teeth of the defense. The Rams are going to push the ball down the throat of Buffalo, and we're going to see who wins out. I think both of these teams are similarly matched, although Buffalo on paper looks a lot better. I just think that the way these two teams are going to attack each other, I love them. I think they're well coached. I love what Dable's doing. I love what John Gruden's doing. For me, this is a just get my popcorn out and enjoy the game, just like the Buffalo Rams game was last week. Can't wait for this one. Super excited about it. Why don't you take it away, David?
I think this is going to be a major test for the Raiders. It's going to tell us a lot. I think that Saint game told us a lot, but this is going to tell us even more about whether that Saints game was kind of fluky, matchup-based, whatever, just capitalizing on
first home game in the new stadium, that juice, all that stuff,
real?
Right?
Are they for real? We're going to find out in this game against Buffalo. I don't love any of the Raiders starting this week just because, again, Buffalo's a good team, has a good defense. On the flip side of the coin, I love starting Buffalo players this week. Talked about the Raiders defense. They're better than we've given them credit for. They have made improvements, but Josh Allen is on fire.
He is on fire
right now. It's Monday morning. We've still yet to find out exactly what the severity is with John Brown's injury. But you talk about Gabriel Davis, man. This guy was getting hype all throughout the camp offseason. I kind of brushed it off. I didn't believe in Josh Allen as a passer, really. I didn't believe this would be a high-octane passing offense. He's done it to start the season, and immediately 4 receptions for 81 yards stepping in for John Brown. And you just talk about Allen. He's throwing for like 4 touchdowns a game, 300 plus, like seemingly every week. So I think Gabriel Davis, if John Brown is out, he becomes a flex consideration. Even Cole Beasley, too, who had 6 for 100 when John Brown went out. The guy who I really am paying attention to and keeping my eye on, it's got to be Devin Singletary.
Yeah.
Now, I started to come around on Zach Moss and go into the Zach Moss camp this year, but he's hurt. He missed this past week, and especially if he's out again, Singletary is looking at a significant market share of the running back touches. He out-touched T.J. Yeldon 17-3 this past week. And the thing that stands out with Singletary to me, he's continued to be efficient. That's what stood out, and I didn't get to watch a lot of film on him as rookie, but on paper, his yards per carry was high. This guy was very efficient with limited touches. And again, this past week, he averaged 5.5 yards per carry. He caught 4 passes for 50 yards. So he's going to have a receiving role, especially if Zach Moss is out. I think Devin Singletary becomes a slam dunk start.
I agree, and I did watch a lot of film on Singletary. I was a believer in him even in training camp last year. I thought that he was going to break through the lineup. It took him about 8 games to get through. But what strikes me about Devin Singletary is you think of him as kind of a smaller back, and you were just talking about Darrell Henderson and how physical he ran. I wouldn't say Singletary runs as physically as Darrell Henderson does, but he's more physical than you think he is. And what I really loved last week when Buffalo, when that momentum switched after that kind of bogus interception, in my opinion, I cannot believe the officials on the field called that a pick. I cannot believe that the New York review team did not overturn that. It was not a pick. It was ridiculous. But when, Josh Allen, he looked like he was pressing a little bit. And Dable, fantastic offensive coach, completely underrated. He's going to get head coaching interviews this year, everybody. And he deserves them. He went to Singletary to calm that offense down. And Singletary responded, had some nice running yards. He's legit, everybody. I think the reason he doesn't jump out of off the screen more now is because Josh Allen's doing what he's doing in the passing game. I think this week they're going to need a little bit more of that running game against the Raiders, and I think Singletary is going to pay you off. And I like Vegas, and like you said, I agree. This is going to be a confirmation week. We're going to get some answers here. I wanted to see the Rams versus the Bills last week. I wanted to get answers. I wanted to see the Raiders versus the Patriots. I wanted to see answers, and I was really impressed with the secondary for the Raiders. And it's going to be a big test because Buffalo is throwing the ball probably as good as anybody, with the exception of Seattle and what they're doing. I would say they're on par with what Dallas is doing. They're solid. This is going to be a great game. Great game. Let me hit you with the line, David. Buffalo, according to Bovada, -3 against Las Vegas. The Raiders are getting some respect here. Buffalo -3 against the Raiders.
I believe the Bills just won by 3 against the Rams. I don't think the Raiders are on the Rams level. I'm taking the Bills here.
Oh, man. This is such a hard game for me because, like I was saying, strength for strength. Vegas at home, not that home field advantage really matters this season as much as it does when fans are in the stands and all that. I have the Raiders actually winning this game in an upset, 26-24, just because I think – here's my concern is the Rams, I think, exposed a little bit of a weakness in Buffalo, and they need to clean that up. So Buffalo needs to stop the run. This is what it's all about. I said the same thing about Cleveland, Washington last week. If the Buffalo Bills can stop Josh Jacobs, that's what the game is. If the Raiders have a little bit of a lead going into the fourth quarter, it's going to be hard to beat them. I'm going to take the Raiders in an upset. And so because of that, I'll take the Raiders. You'll take Buffalo. I got to be honest with you, I'm staying away from this game financially, everybody. I really just am looking forward to this. This is going to be a really high-quality football game. Both of these teams are good. They're legit in my mind, and we'll see who kind of comes out on top here.